Hey friends, greetings to you. Are you facing a mess? Are you facing a volcanic mess? Let's call this volcanic mess a relationship that is so volcanic that is messing up with your life. You have no idea when it's going to disrupt and erupt your life. And I want you to just think about that and recognize that is no different than a volcano. A volcano has that tendency suddenly and unexpectedly just erupt. Big boom, and you are down, buried under lava. I wanted you to compare that with the tranquil, beautiful, amazing, soft, beautiful sound of some water. Maybe the waterfall, for example, has that flow of living water. I call it water because water brings life. I want you to compare your life when it's not under a volcanic sort of relationship, but under tranquil, peaceful, loving relationship, that you can come out of that relationship not under lava and destroyed and buried under the ashes, but come out of it with a sense of value, significance, and feeling life in your system. If you are interested to know how that affects your life, join me in this video, and I'm going to take you to the beautiful, amazing volcano in Costa Rica, but also into an amazing waterfall. It's called La Fortuna Waterfall. Make yourself meditate on it, think about it, and think about your life. Are you under a volcanic eruption in a relationship you don't know if you're going to be alive tomorrow? Or are you receiving life-giving water that comes to your way? And I call it the living water because in reality, the living water represents God, represents Jesus Christ. Believe it or not, that's what Jesus said. He's the living water. What kind of life are you getting? Are you getting a volcanic eruption life? Or are you getting a peaceful living water? Someone who has that peace of God in them, some relationship, some job environment that is not volcanic. Please join me as we explore that and explore the amazing adventures that we can see in Costa Rica. Take care.
Welcome to my YouTube channel, Survive, Overcome, Thrive. I'm Dr. Hannah, and I'm board certified in family medicine. The video you're about to see does not provide any medical advice, and the opinions you are going to hear in the video are only my own personal opinions and perhaps the opinions of any guest who comes to this program. They do not represent the opinions of any entity or any organization. If you are struggling emotionally or physically, please find the insurance card, your family medicine physician, medical provider, or licensed counselor.
I hope you can see a volcano behind me. And this is just a reflection on a volcano like that. And the reflection that I want to build here is there are times when maybe you are in a stage in your life where you are like a volcano, quiet for now, and then suddenly, boom, erupts with lava. Or maybe worse than that, major eruption, burying people around you and killing perhaps the mind, body, and spirit of people. And maybe you are in relationships or jobs or environment that is actually kind of volcanic. Even though it doesn't explode to the point of being killed, but it is looking quiet and nice, and some relationships are like that, and then suddenly explosive and destruction or just lava, burning and hurt. Whatever relationship you're in, there are situations where a volcano has subsided. Maybe someone in your life has subsided from being explosive, and hopefully you will prove that it is indeed true. And these people have stopped being destructive, and maybe you can say, yes, finally they are not destructive and they are really doing well. But be careful, because if you see any lava coming, hot tempers, somebody with hot temper, with anger issues, you want to be very, very careful, because this person can suddenly erupt and bury you, basically. So my statement here is really, enjoy the quietness. Maybe somebody is no longer a volcano they used to be, but they have to prove themselves. When they bring out lava of anger and loss of self-control, you might say this is like a volcanic eruption. Finally, I want to just, the sound is not very clear. As you can see, the very loud waterfall. But I just want to tell you the story of when we are in a life moment, and we're trying to find a way to break through. I just wanted to look at this waterfall. You see, the water found a way out of the mountains, and the water has just brought its power and came out in full force to bring life. Water represents life. I go with that biblical story of when Jesus said He is the water they live in water, and every time there is water, there is life. So I want to make sure we understand that the flow of water is a reminder for us that even if you have been through a very hard season in your life, and maybe that season is a season of discouragement and so on, just remember, water represents the flow of life, and there is beginning of something new, and I hope you can look at this and set a little encouragement to your life that water is also flowing through you, and maybe when you have water flowing through you, maybe coming to you and flowing through you to bring many blessings to many people. This waterfall really is a reminder of things go on. Have your life been full of dryness and a desert? Water will flow through your life, a water of empowerment, a water of encouragement, a water of some financial blessings that you've been looking for, a water of a healthy relationship. Just don't give up. Water will flow, water will come, and water will be amazing. It will pave a way, it will come to your life, it will go through you and bless many people in your life. This is a beautiful place and a site to remind us that there is a living water. And that's what the Bible says. And Jesus is like living water that can flow through you, encourage you despite your dryness and brokenness. Okay? Peace.
So finally, friends, let's make sense from all what you have just witnessed and seen. You've seen a volcano, you've seen a waterfall, and you might be wondering, okay, what is that has to do with my life? I'm telling you, nature has a way to present to us some things that are really, we can just kind of think about it and make us think about our own lives. And this is really just like God's creation makes us think about our own story. So volcanic eruptions, okay? Are we in a volcanic relationship? Are we in a destructive, eruptive relationship that kind of exudes crazy stuff from lava to some other crazy things like, ashes and stuff? Because if you are in a state, in a place of getting really buried under a pile of ashes or under lava. So my talk here is really to give you a little sense of understanding. If you are in a destructive volcanic relationship, you need to overcome that. You need to find an escape route and get out of there before the lava takes you and you cannot breathe anything but ashes. Let me just say that to you. Contrast that, we've seen Mount Arenal, and we have seen how a calm, beautiful area of a volcano can suddenly erupt and cause so many major things. Contrast that with La Fortuna waterfall. And they're all beautiful in their own ways, God's creation. But you think about it, this is like living water coming from the waterfall as water flows and flows. And as I just reflected on it during the video, you need to be in a place where there is some waterfall in your life. Water flow, living water. You don't want to stay around volcanoes. You don't want to be in a drama-filled job environment or situations where that take away your peace and choke you. Maybe it's not real ashes, but just choke you with lack of peace, with destroying your peace and taking away your joy. And imagine the living water that comes flowing to you. What kind of relationship can you think about that you can say, yes, I have a living water in this relationship. I can enjoy life in it. The Bible talks to us about Jesus is the living water. And I want you to reflect on that. God comes with his flow of living water, which is what? Love, forgiveness, kindness, giving you value, security. And if you don't have that living water, you're going to be looking for it everywhere. But if you have it, then you're going to pursue communities, relationship, any kind of relationship, love relationship, job relationships that are really filled with the beauty of the living water. I wanted to think, as you reflect on the beautiful waterfall that we have seen, La Fortuna waterfall, to begin to reflect on your life. Are you drawing living water? Are you a recipient of living water? Or are you staying in volcanic areas where there's eruption and potential destruction of you, your peace, your kindness, all the beautiful things that you have in your life? Life calls us not just to survive a life with volcanoes. We're not supposed just to live near a volcano and survive. This volcano is clear-cut, eruptive and disruptive, and it's going to explode. We are called to overcome that, whatever difficulty that makes you unable to find an area where there is no volcano, you got to overcome that. You got to overcome your fears of finding a safer relationship, a safer environment. And not only that, you need also to thrive. And God calls us to thrive. Think about that living water that flows so beautifully from that beautiful waterfall, the Fortuna waterfall in Costa Rica. And think about your life. Are you allowing living water to come in your life? And if you don't, are you staying in volcanic eruptions? And I would just rather tell you, please get out. Don't go back from one volcano to another. Just move on in your life. And if you cannot do that, then you gotta start thinking, do I need to talk to someone? Do I need to seek some counseling? Do I need some doctor's visit to begin to see if I need some medication? So we all need to understand we cannot just stay in a volcanic area and expect to be better. It's gonna get worse because sooner or later this volcano will erupt. And as you get the help that you need, maybe then you can be able to be safe and get out of that environment and find that place, that living water, that living relationship. Find God, the love, the kindness that will also lead you to amazing living water and beautiful things that's meant for your life. Until I see you in the next video, love you guys. Bye.